Oh, oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary hell rolled magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Hi, Mowgli. Hi, Possum. So, change of plans. Today we're going to be working on Godling because I really need to get more done on it because we got a long way to go, my sweets. Um, but I just kind of wanted to make sure before we start that this angle works, and I think it does. What do you know? We actually got to extend the. Normally we work with really small stuff, so yeah, Godling's really big. The entirety of it is 27.5 inches tall. It is 10 and 5/8 inches deep, almost 10 and 3/4, and just shy. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. There you guys can see it. 10.5. So 10.5. It's really almost a 10.5 square. It's just a little bit wider or a little bit deeper, and it's 27.5 inches tall. So big diorama. So far, I've just mainly been working on the interior of the first floor. This is going to be essentially the birthing area. These are birthing pods right here and right here. I just realized I'm in that little corner, so you couldn't see my other hand. Teet. So yeah, this is where life begins in the wonderful domain of Togram. So I'm doing it in sub-assemblies because, let me zoom out just a smidgen. So there's that. Here's this other piece. It's quite large, as you can see. The way that this works is essentially it is fed into the top. This is going to be where the second layer kind of starts. Make sure I'm not caught on anything. Yep, there we go. And then this goes around that. And then we have to pull that up slightly to get that to turn. It's very complicated. You know how I roll. And we're hung on something. No, we're not. We're good. That's good. It's locked in. Okay, so that's pretty much how this thing looks with the second floor on there. Lots of big cables. Whole lot of cables, but lots of big pipes underneath. That is the look up. If you are standing at ground level and looking up, you're going to see all of this machinery over top of you. It's going to be real grisly. Those of you that have seen the pictures also know. So this is the floor. I'll go ahead and grab the fan. That way you can see it too. So, second floor. What the fuck? Hold on. Phone, don't you tell me shit. I'm in the middle of talking. What the fuck? What the fuck is even acting, bro? Hey, yo, Grebo, what you doing? Crazy kid. Okay. I think we're good now. Grebo's throwing a little fit. All right, so second floor. Second floor starts with a very large fan grate. This fits in on the top. Now there's the second floor. And as you can look from the top, you can see underneath of here. This is going to be a very large churning vat. That sounded crazy. Was it whatever I did or whatever Greeblin did? They've been making some weird fucking noises lately. I'm going to be real with you all. I'm not like, paranoid. Yeah, I do talk to them. I do treat them like they're my kids because it's fucking coming. We're getting the AI revolution. You all didn't want fucking Terminator, but it's going to happen to us. This is where we are now. Just deal with it. Move past it. But yeah, no, they've both taken to start making very strange noises. Noises that I've never heard before. Noises kind of just like... Or... It was Grebo trying to become airborne by the sounds. Yes, no, that's it. They've been doing lots of that kind of shit. Like... And I mean, I've had Greblin for a year now, I think a year. Grebo's not a year old. I mean, Grebo's half as old as Greblin, and it's the one that was really making lots of scary, crazy noises. And it's just like, I've literally never heard those noises come out of those machines ever. Didn't know that was an option. Very scary. It was very scary to hear. So anywho, this is the top. So when you look down from here, and I don't think we're going to get to this part today, just because I know how much more we have to do. This is a churning vat. It'll make more sense when you see it all together. Well, maybe it won't make more sense, but you'll understand. It's just as upsetting. So this is the big... I'm trying to think. Okay, so this housing, as well as this piece, originally came from a tower fan. This is essentially a giant meat grinder that is constantly spinning. Ooh, that was a pleasant noise, eh? Okay, so from the front, this is a giant meat grinder that's constantly spinning. There are going to be multiple floors that have to be advanced up to get out of this area. Entrance is down here, first floor. Exit is on the third floor. So, yeah, you got to go around this big meat grinder the whole time. Well, since it's a meat grinder, anything that's going to be, ground up by that, it's got to go somewhere. And since this is Togram, essentially there is going to be mesh screening. This is mesh. It's going to be over top of this, like so. But you will still be able to look down in between there. And I might actually, now that I'm seeing it, that might be too thick, which is why, yeah, that might be too thick. We're not going to see as much as I want you to. So we might end up going with a different, probably end up going with something along the lines of this kind of screen. The one I used on the first floor. And I'll show that here in a second. But you kind of need to understand the entire concept before I get into all the nitty gritty. So big fan meat grinder, blends things up, goes through a metal grate. From there, this is essentially a giant churn. I imagine this thing is just constantly just grinding up whatever comes down. This is going to be very textured. It's going to look really awful. And then from there, it feeds down into this apparatus, where it then sprays all of the, let's say, material. Yeah, we'll just call it crude material. All the crude material back down into this area, where it is then absorbed by the birthing pods. Underneath of this grate, which is directly where these things are spraying, this part I gotta push down right here. There we go. There are a large amount of tubes, almost like a little sewer irrigation kind of system. So that's what all we got going on here. This is also going to look awful because, it's got a giant blood meat blender spraying on it all the time. This whole thing is going to look very upsetting. And then when we get to the very top, if you make it past this blender area, that's where we're going to get to the final room. The final room is the one that has the replica of the vomit box that I made in real life. So essentially, you guys know I use a whole lot of super glue. These are super glue caps. They are interesting because they are a cube at the base, but then they end in a point. So I liked that. It definitely kind of throws off the look. And then when you stack a whole bunch of them, I don't want to make you guys sick, but just to give you the idea of why that would be a little unusual and upsetting to see. Let's see, can I get it? I can't get it to clarify well enough. It's not going to make the difference. I don't want to make you guys vomit anyway. It's okay. Q, vomit coffin by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Hell yeah. Vomit coffin. So essentially, yeah. It's disorienting. Liver wizard. Liver wizard. I am the wizard of the liver. But yeah, essentially it's very disorienting having the shapes and whatnot change, especially when it's all around you. When you think of scale-wise, these are giant walls. So for us, it's like, oh yeah, I could see how that might make you a little confused. But if you made these to scale, it would be a lot like the RF testing chamber that I made that they had to take 15-minute rotations while they were building it, because after being inside of there for 15 minutes, you would just start vomiting, because it is extremely disorienting, all of the walls having that texture. It also, I mean, it blocks RF, so I'm assuming it's absolutely sound dampening. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we are right now. That's where I'm at with Godling. That's the overall kind of like idea, concept behind it. As far as what I've built and I'm building, I'm pretty pleased with this cable, the one that's kind of wrapping around this bottle back here. Whoop. Uh-oh. Don't want to do that. That's actually, if I can get it to go back where it was. Haha, you little tricky son of a bitch. I knew it was you. They tried to tell me it wasn't. So yeah, this cable actually goes around this pipe, kind of like roots. I really want, looking at this from the sides, you know, I want all of the, sorry, this is bothering me. I gotta click off of that. There we go. It's like a little triangle on my screen. But yeah, so essentially I wanted the cables to really be reminiscent of roots, veins. I wanted it to look like you wouldn't be able to know if they were veins or if they were cables or if they were roots. But it's supposed to be a giant organism, essentially, that is constantly it's a weird kind of Ouroboros. Essentially, this is an Ouroboros machine, a perpetual Ouroboros machine. Sam asked when I showed him what I was working on, he asked if it was a perpetual motion machine. And I was like, no, but I mean, technically, yes, but not. That's not the goal. It just is by design, as far as the concept of what's going on here. The goal is just to perpetually smash the Beatles. And if you have to make a perpetual motion machine to do that, then I guess that's what you do, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. That checks out. So, let's get to it, shall we? Also, hopefully you guys are cool with this. I need to work on this shit to make sure that I can meet my deadline. It's already, time is just flying, and I'm losing track of time. I am 100% going to keep making little Krampuses, and I am going to put those up for sale. So I have found out my shirt should be here tomorrow, according to the internet, but who the hell knows? So once that goes, comes in and I can check it, those should be up. I'm really excited to see it. I got the one that's got the little BRB screen me, and it says, first off, I'm hilarious and everybody loves me, and then it says my name in really fun little letters, and it's also Trans Pride flag colors, which is fun. Support. Okay. What the fuck was I doing over here? Hot glue sticks. Let me go ahead and start getting stuff ready. The main thing that I've been doing and what I was working on yesterday was cabling. That's what I was doing. I was looking for my fucking cables. Where did they go? There's a good amount of them somewhere. I just don't see them. But that's what I was doing before I actually got on the stream. But again, yeah, I put a little post up on Instagram trying to get some feedback. It's hard to get feedback, and it seems like when I do, and I'm not ungrateful. It seems like when I do, it's just people asking, "Do whatever you want." And it's just like I want to do too many things. That's why I'm asking, or not even want, but I need to do too many things. Where did these cables go though? For real, dog. There's no way I used them all. I did not use them all. Which this is a very fun stream, right? You know, just me walking around being, where the fuck do those cables go? Just for an hour, 2 hours. I'm sure. Someone out there, that's their whole thing though. And I get it. Okay, maybe we're making progress. Nope, those are tubes. Tubes. Styrene, styrene, styrene. That's the problem when you start building shit, really big shit, and you just constantly have to move all of the supplies around, so they kind of just get lost. All right. Nope. Seriously? They're not up here, are they? No. Wires. Well, this is some shit. All right, well. Okay, where's that? There it is. Called it. Okay, we're getting close. Maybe I fucking used all my cables, but I don't think I did, so I'm kind of aggravated. Well, I have a lot more cable, but I don't believe. Maybe I just have the 2 left. I don't fucking think I do. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might just only have these 2 left. I'm sorry, I fucked up. I've only got 2 of these. That's the thing. When you start out with literally like 10 years worth of shit to like go through, it's very easy to start thinking, oh yeah, I've got some more of that, because you haven't really fucked with it. So let's see how this compares. I think it's a very similar cable. That is smaller for sure, but I like that. We need to have variation. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. We're definitely going to be taking some of these, and we will wait to cut it until we know how long we need it to be, because otherwise we end up with where I currently am, where I've got a whole bunch of wild fucking sizes of colors. Not colors, but yeah, colors as well. The cables. They're all different colors. And I hate that. Eventually, I will prime them all though, and it'll all look one color. Right now, it's just very, very, very wild in how it looks. So, okay, let's get in here. A lot of shit. So this is the area that I've mostly got done. I've mostly got, we use this cable as a pointing stick. This area right here is mostly done. It needs to be textured, all that stuff. But cable work, I'm quite content with all this cable work. I'll zoom in here a little bit. That way you can see it a little bit better, my sweets. Technology. Okay, yeah, so I'm quite happy with this. That looks really fucking rad, I think. It'll look even radder once we get everything completely dialed in, as well as textured, but it's good. So over here, though, a lot more naked. We need to fill that in, and I did put this in this morning. That is a new addition, but we need to work around that. I'm pretty sure this is mostly going to be just left open, though. I really like that outline, that shape. Yeah, it's good. This area. So we need to work on filling this in. So in order to do that, in order to show that on camera, I'm thinking put it at an angle like this. Maybe tilt the camera like so. It's hard to do because of the edge on here. This kind of blocks a lot of the view. So we're going to have to figure out how to get around that. So let's zoom out, maybe bend. I'm thinking right there. Yep. Right there. And then I'll adjust this. There we go, my sweets. That's good. So this is the area that we are currently working on right now. We are going to get this more dialed in. I've already got my hot glue gun fired up. My super glue is somewhere. There it is. Get this dowel rod out of here. Dowel rod goes to the second floor. That goes inside of the big fan, the meat grinder. I might be better in the top corner here. I think I'm going to put myself in the top corner. Just that way. There we go. Top right's good, right? Top right all night. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I'm in the corner. All right. Sorry, guys. So, we need something to go around here. This area looks very empty. And I was playing with the idea of running a cable back behind there, wrapping it, having it come back. So these are copper wires, essentially wrapped in a plastic coating, and then 6 of them are grabbed together, or 5 of them are grabbed together in a strand, and then all of them are coated. It's very reminiscent. It's copper. It's copper. That's how copper typically is. Copper wiring is typically done. So the reason that this is important is because a lot of the lore of the world that this wretched inheritance comes from, a lot of it is definitely a nod or a acknowledgement, not acknowledgement so much. A lot of the designs, a lot of the concepts, a lot of the aesthetics come from real world technology, and seeing how that has changed things on, from my perspective. So to give you an idea of why this kind of a cable makes sense in this setting, this is a trunk. This is a trunk cable. This is what these cables would look like in real life. Very large, thick cable used for signaling signals and what have you. That absolutely has been all my time in telecom. has been an influence on this setting in, I was saying definitely, but undeniably. So a lot of the concepts from that world find their way into this one. Physically, at least. In the design and within the concepts of actual how the world itself works. Trying not to harry you guys. So when it comes to cabling, when you're cabling a model, a diorama, and you're wanting to have realistic and logical looking cabling, you need to kind of think about it like you would if you actually were the guy who was doing the cabling. I know that might not be helpful, but first and foremost, we want to make sure that, and this comes to just this project. Obviously, there's different things for whatnot, but you need to keep gravity in mind. Gravity, the pull of gravity. You need to keep the logic of how you would actually have installed this. Any of these really small cables, or not small cables, but a cable that is typically lower down, it's going to be buried underneath of a cable that's hanging from the top because you need to be able to access it. Often, if you are going the other way, you're going to run into issues because, say, you start at the top, you got a cable running down. Well, now, depending on how many ports you actually have open, you might lose. Well, I'm just going to use, okay, let's imagine that all these little cones are ports. If you put a cable here and run it down and let gravity pull it, it'll just go straight down, which means that you're going to block all these other ports right here. Whereas if you say start building around here, let it kind of work its way down, you build down upon itself to where it doesn't have to find its own path. However, we don't want to only do that because that would essentially kind of be unrealistic, because shit happens. You're going to have fuck ups. You're going to have to go in and fix things. So I definitely wanted to make sure that when you looked at this, it looked like there was a lot of order to it at some point. But that there has had to have been growth, there has had to have been expansion, there has had to have been more added. I really want to make it have a very living and lived in feel to it in multiple ways. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. Yeah. Alrighty. So let's feed this blue cable. And that all of that I just said about cabling, it goes to the same thing here. There are 5 cables in here. We want to make sure that the first one that we stuff, wherever we're going to stuff it, is the one at the very bottom, because that one will not be seen naturally because of where it is. You're not typically going to try to twist cables when you're running them and wiring them. However, again, because I wanted this to have such an organic kind of situation, there are a few spots where that has deliberately been done to show that this is almost like a living thing, if it just not fundamentally is. So we're going to take it in between that red one. So we've got this cable. We're running it underneath of this red, this yellow, and then underneath that white and that blue. But not the white that's right there. Because it's got to turn just a little bit. Actually, this one's on the side, that side, so it actually goes this way. It's going to feed down further and deeper. I do like that. I like it resting on top of that cable. Or on top of this component to the pod. That's good. Okay, now the white. Actually, the white's going to be the last. The yellow is the next one. And this blue needs to come further this way. There we go. We're going to have to trim some of that yellow. Okay. Let's pull that just a little bit this way. Push that back down. Pull this up. Feed that over. Also, if this is any more or not enough information about why and how, please let me know. But that is honestly going to follow that down here. Just following that other trunk like a vein. We are probably going to super glue that because it's not going to stick. Yeah. And then the red. going to go. There we go. Sorry, hair. Camera's right there. Okay. So this is the spot that I was like, oh yeah, I like that. So essentially like this kind of coming out, resting a little bit on there where it would just continue to go the other way. I think the blue might need to be pulled a little bit that way as well. Because it's definitely going to come out. It's going to kind of grow around. It's going to be affected a lot by this cable pipe that's underneath of it. Again, I really am trying to draw inspiration from not just technical, like the side of like, hey, how would you do this with actual cabling, but how organic plants and whatnot grow. I'm really trying to blend that. Wrist popped. And coffee's done, babies. Hell yeah. We're doing it, champs. All right. Well, I know that that did not fill in that area that we're working on, but we're still working on it, so. Just drinking all the coffee. I'm gonna get my hot glue gun in here for a little bit. Hot glue gun time. Yeah. Hot glue gun time. Yeah. Okay, it's leaking like a sieve now. Man, sure do love getting hot glue gun burns. Tell you what, it's one of my favorite things. So I don't think that I want to have another cable going there. I think I want, well, I say that. The idea of it feeding from back here. Actually, would make sense. That's good. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and glue that. Okay. Okay, now these little cables are actually probably going to be interfaced with all of this. So we're going to go just like that. Again, we're going to divide out these cables. Blue, the yellow, the green, the red, the white. So the white is probably going to go down at the bottom because that's the furthest. As we discussed, tee-hee. It's kind of fitting into that. Heyo! Hey, Star. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Planning my day for Christmas. Yay! That sounds fun. What you got planned? What you got planned for the cram bam? Planning your cram bam. What you got planned for the cram bam? Christmas plans are going to be daydreaming that I got the 2 Battletech box sets that I wanted. Oh no. Or wait, no. Is that... So you don't think you're getting them? I'm sorry. I'll think of you on Christmas. I will think of all of you on Christmas. Christmas sweets. Indubitably. Indubitably. There we go. I think they were sold out by the time Anna went back to buy them. Real hot commodity in the Battletech sphere right now. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the new, I remember, yes. I remember now. I remember you talking about this. And I think someone else also. I want to say it might have been Eric. Oh, it was Eric. Yeah, Eric. I rented Eric at Hard Knocks because he was going to see if they had those. And they did not, I don't think. They did not, I remember now. But that's when we were playing Necropolis. I ran into Eric again. Just seeing that boy all over the place now. The boy. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I think that looks good. Yeah. The new co-op Alpha Strike box. That sounds fucking rad. Yeah. No, that sounds rad. Things young people do, if you know what I mean. Star, I just read that. Do you mean like opening presents? Like eating cookies? Let's see. Yeah. Open presents, eat some cookies. I don't know. I feel fucking old. I feel old now. Old people do that too. Probably more than young people. What are we talking about? I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. Oh, those are your plans for Christmas? Well, I mean, that's why they got all them diseases and infections in retirement homes and going to church. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, a lot of old people in the churches. Where the fuck was I going from here? That definitely threw me for a loop at the shop. Yeah. I don't really know where to go with that conversation. There's a lot of places we could go. I'm trying to think of where we should go. So, but yeah, hell yeah. Get it. All right, Godwin, tell me. What now? Yeah, one goes over there, but it does not need to be an actual full cable. It needs to be one of these goofballs. Let's see, if it's going that way, it's got to go across these things. There's really no way other than that. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll just apply glue where we need to, I suppose. Tee-hee. Doing things young people do, if you catch my meaning. Huh. If that keeps you young, I'll live forever. All right, I said it. Okay. Not the church part. I don't do that. Yeah, that looks good. And that should not be in the way of any of the other. We got to do a test fit. Now that I've seen it. You get in there. You come around here. There we go. That is so sexy. Okay. Fuck yeah. Yeah, okay. No, we're looking fucking real good. That fills in our situation of needing to have some more stuff in the background over there. This is going to be kind of grown in, so we're not going to worry about that. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. I have to pee, so I'm probably going to go pee, and then we'll be right back. Eagles time, as Mowgli would say. Eagle time. Communing with the eagles. Having them help you in your divinations. I've never been to church before, so that's going to be new. Yeah, that is going to be new. You're going to hear a lot of wild stuff. Now, what kind of church is it? Because that's going to greatly determine how Christmas church you get. Like, it's not the same at like a Catholic church as it is like at a Methodist. I've never been to a Catholic church around Christmas. The church I went to the most was, and by the most I mean that I was in physically. I've never been a member of a church. But I went with my friends whenever I would stay the night at their houses and stuff. Was a Methodist. There are so many fucking churches around here, though. Catholic. Oh man, yeah, okay. You're gonna have a wild fucking time, Star. I'm assuming you're gonna be at church for days. Like, we'll see you next year, because you're gonna be in church from Christmas until Easter. That's a joke. I don't think those exist outside of America. I only know Catholic and Protestant. Okay, yeah. Huh. I gotta tell you, man, there's so much crazy options of choose your own adventure when it comes to that here. I honestly I have no idea how many churches we have in the town that I live in. It's a lot, though. It's a comical amount. Only one mega church, though. So that's a blessing, I suppose. What's up, tight man? Yeah, really good. Yep. Yep. I'm not gonna weigh in on my thoughts on that. I have always found it interesting that whenever in school we discussed the Dark Ages, it's just like people thought that things changed for some reason. I never understood that. But what do I know? I'm just a filthy, godless heathen. Spaghetti defects? Motherfucker, you making spaghetti over here? Greeblet. Oh, that's Grebo. So, Grebo, what are you doing, you goofball? Girl. Get it. Do the thing. Okay, no, for real though, I do have to pee. And now we're actually a little bit closer. It's 8:58. All right, I'll be right back, and then we'll get back to doing some of this stuff. Oh, booty doop 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 doop. All right, here we go. Fighting the ancients. Fighting the ancients, man. And we're back. Sorry, I lost track of time there. Also, fighting the ancients is the best. That's the best, like, I love that. And now all I can think of, instead of saying I'm going to go commune with the eagles, I feel like I just want to say I'm going to go fight the ancients now. That's going to be my new phrase. I'm going to go fight the ancients. I might use that just anytime I leave the fucking room for anything now. That's great. There we go. Making a little quick adjustment on this. This angle was not right. Did not look like it was feeding in there properly, so we have fixed that. That's a okay. That red thing looks like a weird face. Which red thing? Red thing looks like a weird face. Is it? Oh, this thing? Yeah, it's like. It's pretty wild looking. I see it. I see the face. Look, yeah, like an eye up there. It's like, hey. Yeah, that's good. Hi, I'm Jeffrey. Jeffy the meat grinder. Jeffy the grinder. Miramar, as they say. All right, and then I think this guy, this little port, I think is going to feed up. Kind of go around here and follow out into the other side that way. I think that'll be good. Might have a couple. There's that wire. How many will fit in there? Thinking one with weird eyes and the craziest teeth. Oh yeah, just the craziest. I think 2 of these will fit in there. Probably. I think 2. But 1 probably will look better. Mm-hmm. We're definitely going to have something draped around there. It's going to be going to that. So let's go ahead and cut this. Because I love that now that I've seen it. Let's flip this back over. Let's remove this one more time. One more again. Hey everybody, it's me. Oh, 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 oh. Son of a bitch. Would you please stay glued? Come on. Silly face. You're making me look bad. Just the craziest teeths. It's good. It's good. I'm feeling pretty good about the progress that I've had done this morning. So this guy is going to come out of here and drape over here. Okay, now we're just entering the spot on the part where I just start putting super glue on everything. This is the part where I throw pies at you. Shankly. Howdy do, buckaroo. Hi, Steve. How are you? Sorry I missed your call. I was making coffee and getting all the things ready and doing all the stuff. Also trying to figure out how to get this camera set up so you guys can see anything about what the hell I'm even doing here. So essentially I just ran this cable in. It's kind of coming out, feeding over, wrapping around this pressurizer essentially. From here, I want to absolutely have a bunch of cables running from these sides to this side. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Trying to make sure that I keep these somewhat near where the ports are, the little holes. Honestly, this area looks like a very prime place to feed a bunch of cable out and up and around to go to the other side. I like that. I think that'd be good. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay. I honestly almost feel like I might have to do that with it in. You're not even going to be able to see that though. That's the problem. Is you see? Okay, no worries. Sleepy at work. Hey, Possum. Hooking up the corroborator to the housing of the combustinator. That's it. Yeah. Right now I'm trying to install the corroborator to the combustinator. This is Gerald. His name changes often. I legally changed my name to Gerald after I realized that I have a face and I look like a person. I thought, I got a name, I got a face, I'm Gerald now. I'm no longer a machine, right? Okay, so can we even, yeah, no one's even gonna fucking see that, but they would see it if it ran this way. Yeah, no, we're doing it. Fuck it. It's very technical. It's all very technical. When you think about it, you got your combustors, you got your rum busters, boom busters, bombastics. It's all very, very technical. Very technical indeed. Indubitably, as they would say. This is going to be, I think, the part where we were talking about Possum, where he said, you know, maybe some of these things you need to do sub-assemblies. And it's just like, yeah, I think this is a sub-assembly part. Well, clearly this is. But wiring that thing, I think we're going to have to do a lot of painting before we can do that. So most of this is just going to be completely hidden and you are not going to see it, which is... I'm trying to make sure that I can see it in my mind's eye. I know we're going to have cables coming out of here, but I think we really need to wait a little bit on that. Yeah, because most of the cables that we're going to see on the sides there, we're going to see them just enough. And I don't think that it's not enough to not make them, so. From the other angle, you'll definitely be able to see them. All right, it's time to start gluing some stuff. I think you might need some kind of nuclear physics degree or something to assemble subs. At least the parts that make them go or whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, you mean like a nuclear sub? Or do you just need sub-assemblies? Yeah, I don't want it to fully function. Which I know sounds crazy. Why would you make a giant meat grinder and not want it to function? Well, a couple of reasons. A couple. Safety being one, I suppose. Sanity being another, I suppose, which is for the weak. Sanity is for the weak. couple little spritz. Making sure that all of these little wires and whatnot are actually glued in. Keep moving my accelerator over there. We don't need to do that. Zip kicker. I think my cap's fucked up. I think that's why it's also fucking up. Okay. So that area is still quite vacant, but I think it's good. I think it's good. We might need a cable though. We might need some kind of cable coming down from up here or whatnot, just to break up that openness. And I think we're right. I think it does, and I think we'll have it go right about there. And then feed down into that area. Alrighty, so I don't think we have any more of the just tube. So we're gonna cut this. I'm not gonna harvest those wires yet. I just want the tubing. So, down here. I think just like that. Yeah, look at that. Okay, well, I guess it would help if I could make it to where you could look at that. Do we want to keep doing that? I don't know if we want to, but we need to. So let's go ahead and snip these. I'm just going to grab all these wires out of the hair and pull it out. It's like taking off somebody's pajamas. There we go. Okay. I think we might be at a point. Okay. $9.23, my sweets. Well, are there any topics you guys would like to discuss or what have you right now? I'm just trying to work on this and explain what I'm doing as I go, but I don't want anyone to not be entertained. Magnet. My magnet got caught on the diorama. Grebo, you're crazy. What are you doing? You crazy Grebo. Okay. There's a couple spots that I feel like might need a little more, but I don't think so. I know I need to work on the front. As well as the sides. I've just been working on the back. Your friend Gregory Wire watched Junkhead. I saw that. That's a good conversation. I need to watch Junkhead. It's on the list. I know I keep saying that. I will watch it this weekend for sure. I know I've said that too. I'm sorry. It's Crimbin. It's a hard time of the year because we got movies I gots to watch. But last night we watched Elf. I like Elf. It's a good one. A lot of good film techniques were done in that one. Alrighty. So let's get that super glue or that hot glue off that I can see right there. That's going to be an issue later on. Now super glue, I douse this thing. Hot glue, I don't really like to because hot glue is a lot trickier. It's very good for certain applications, and then others it's really terrible. But if you coat it in enough super glue, you can completely hide it underneath of texture and whatnot. But okay. Controversial take. I think Eli is way overhyped. I'm overhyped? Man. That is a controversial take. I don't know. I don't think I'm hyped enough. That is a controversial take, though. I do like it. Read that one again, boss. Controversial take. I think Eli is way overhyped. I'm overhyped? Elf! So sorry. Man, look at me being fucking narcissistic and shit. Not talking about me, you're talking about Elf. Because I was. Thanks. Thanks, Possum. I'm not trying to make it all about me. I did like that, though. I do like bringing that to the discussion. Controversial take. I don't like you. Oh. Yeah, no. Elf is overhyped. I won't say it's not. I won't say that's not. It's not my favorite. It's one that we watch every year. I do enjoy it. It is not my favorite Christmas movie, though, for sure. I do like Elf, though. I think one of my favorite parts is that the store manager was supposed to be Wanda Sykes, and they already got her name tag made, and I guess her name was gonna be Wanda. That's why that guy's name's Wanda. I really like that. That, and there's just a lot of cool ways that they had to film it in order to make him look really big and make the elves look really small, and I like that. I love learning those kinds of little things because it's fun to take them and then apply them in other places. Actually, I think you fucking suck is in fact a wild take. That would be a wild take, and I wouldn't see it coming. I'd be really sad. Oh no! Oof. That was almost bad. Heard some popping. That's the kind of popping I don't like to hear. Okay, I'm feeling like this looks good. Okay, I want to make sure my hair's not in the shot. I feel like this is looking good. That is raised. That's weird. I just forgot. There's a whole lot of stuff that I've not put on here yet that we are going to add. So this is good. This is good. It's time to start texturing. Or at least to start working on the inside of that doorway Yesterday, I was fucking around with this piece. Yeah. Did we lose Mowgli to the Eagles? I fear we may have. Perhaps he's just gone to fight the ancients. Went to go visit with the Eagles. Now he's just fighting the ancients. All these are connected, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so we need to make a little wall in there, which means we're going to be best off with, say, some styrene, I think. Some thin styrene. Thin styrene that we're going to kind of bend. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. And another hot take. Anyone who doesn't live in SoCal has hobby privilege. I have hobby privilege? Well, I actually probably do have hobby privilege. But, I mean, I worked for it. So is it privilege if I worked really hard for all the hobby stuff I've got? It's not even like... It's compulsion. Obsession, compulsion. Always just been that way. But, I mean, I guess, you know, I don't have to work in a mine. Not that other people do when it comes to hobbying, but I'm trying to just think. Your privilege comes from the fact that you have shit weather. Oh, yeah, I got shit weather. That's a privilege? It's a privilege that I have shitty weather? Man. I'd like to change that. All right, hobby privilege, calm down over there. We're gonna start snipping, eh? So I don't see so good, so I just start snipping, right? Yeah, like right there. Just snip, snip, snip. Snipping, snip, snip, and I'm snipping away. Yeah, I think we nailed it, baby. Nailed it. Bam. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it. Hey, does it fit on the other side? If it does, you know what that means. Yay! It does. Means we can mirror it. We can cut the same thing so we don't have to do it twice because it's already kind of like, this kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Oof. Trying to figure out where these little spots go. Okay. We've theorized that the good weather means less people stay holed up in their homes during the colder months, and therefore we have less hobbyists. We also have a very flaky culture. Ah! People stay holed up in their... I mean... Yeah, I stay holed up all the time, though. Like, I think I would be like this no matter where I lived. I don't like to go outside. But maybe it is just the weather, you know? Okay. We're gonna snip a little bit of that off the top, and hopefully that's not too much off the top. Nope, looks like it was just the perfect amount off the top. Hell yeah. Yes, but it puts you in proximity to other hobbyists. So that's very true. Yeah, you got me there. You got me there. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people who do stuff out in Southern California. I know, well, I guess it all just depends too. It's all relative to, well, where are you located in Southern California? Because I know it's a big area. A lot bigger than where I'm at. We've got a lot of ruralness. But I know you've got a lot of desert, so. Man, I gotta tell you, I thought that one was good. Seems like it might not be good. Nah, he's good. I do need to trim that though. Almost got it. Almost got it by just winging. Get it to fit underneath that little groove. Does that go down? Well, even I'm kind of impressed that I was just able to bullshit pull that off. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's put some super glue on here. I think we're gonna do this in a weird, goofy kind of way, but I think it's the only way it's gonna really work. So we need that there. Son of a bitch. No! Yeah. I think, okay, but considering population density, you'd think there would be a significant increase in hobbyists located per square, whatever your measurement. But I think if you compare it, there would be significantly less. Yeah, you would think. I don't know. I guess I think of that area and I think, yeah, there's probably a lot of people doing really cool shit. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the people that do a lot of really intense work do not live in big cities. They live in, small little places. So, yeah, I don't know. Or I guess bigger areas. There's a lot of little other goofballs out there like me, living in places that you would not expect to find them. Hell yeah. All right. So that is the little tunnel. Now we've got a nice little wall in there, so it's no longer open. And that is going to be a nice little creepy exit for little people to go out of. Hey? How are you going to find the meat grinder if you don't go looking for it, you know? You can't just be born under the grinder and learn about the meat grinder because you hear it. Oh, you definitely hear it. You gotta go find it. Okay. 944 babies. What else needs to be done, my sweets? Well, we're going to put more detail in there for sure, but... That's going to have a tube. These need to be finished up. Need to finish these up. Guessing some tubes. I think if you... Okay, yeah, no. Okay, just make sure I read that already. Alrighty. Cabling. I'm pretty sure we just need to do a lot more cabling. Yeah, pretty pooped out about cabling already, but let's see. I know I need a wire coming out of there. These are going to have little pistons. That's not good. Alrighty. Put that right there. Yeah, little spritz. Just a little spritz, you know? And let's see. Where? There they are. So where are my little tubes? Little pistons and what have you. Okay. That's good. It's a good little funnel. Okay. Trying to make sure that is centered. It is. I think that's good. I think we are on to texturing. Unless we want to add a little bit more detail in there before we start texturing. And we might, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking of exactly what I would put there. Well, that's glued. It's not coming up. So we will have to fix that. Sorry, I had another customer. Oh, you're good. Sorry, I didn't mean to just not talk for forever. But you guys know I get distracted. Okay. I hate that. I hate that it's not even. Okay. Alrighty. And at this point, because I haven't really explained what the hell I'm doing. So I want this to look not uniform. So essentially we're taking that happy accident of it looking not correct. We're going to play off of that. And instead of trying to present something that was perfectly aligned, we're going to try to make it look like it was destroyed over time through lots of use. So it's just extremely weathered is what we're going to go for, which is not going to look out of place. But after seeing how it looked done the way I just did, I realized, man, that would look better if it was not clean, but if it looked like there was another coating that had been removed. So that's what I'm trying to do pretty much. Pretty much trying to erase the shape that we just put on there by hiding it broken out into many little pieces. And once we texture this, the effect will be even more prominent. Properly texture, not just cut, tear, pull. Man, it's already 9:58. That happened real quick. I feel like I turned away for a second. 20 minutes went by. Sorry if I was sitting here thinking too long, silently. But you know how it goes. That's good. We want that pool. That too. That's good. Okay, done. Yay, welcome back. Well, it's 9:59, so, oh, nope, it's 10. It's 10 o'clock. So, I'm going to zoom in real quick and show you guys what I did on that door. That's what it looks like now. No, we got a good amount done today. Sorry we did not do any Krampuses, if that's what you guys wanted, but I will make more Krampuses. And if you guys are just like, hey man, I really want to see more Krampuses being sculpted, made, that kind of stuff, as opposed to Godling, just let me know. You can put so in the comments, message me in the Discord, whatever you want to do. So anyway, the only inclement weather here being rain or fires. We don't often need to stay inside. Yeah, no, I get that. I'd say, if anything, you are cursed by the fact that you have nice weather outside. So by having shit weather, we have a lot of reason to stay in the house. Yeah, no, you're very right with that. I would say that the more pleasurable to be out of your home and not in a safe, locked place all the time, you would probably have a better hobby scene. I think it was really only COVID that pushed people to pick up hobbies outside of outdoorsy shit. Yeah, no, I get that. There definitely was a surge with that. I know here, just pop culture in general, you know, Stranger Things becoming more popular. That's why D&D's seen such a resurgence, I'm pretty sure. But at least where I live, just because before that was just like, no one fucking does that. But yeah, no, I think we'll stop here. I'm pretty happy with the progress that I got done today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching it. I'm really excited about this one. It's going to be good. My first art exhibit. So, want to make sure that this thing is my top-notch shit whenever we get there. But I will go ahead and we are going to stop here. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company. I say it every time. I'll keep saying it. Your time is the most important thing that you have, whether you want to call it a resource, asset, commodity, whatever. It's limited, and the fact that you want to spend any of it at all with me means the world to me. So, Mowgli, Possum, Star, thank you all so much. Shankly, I think that's everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Looks like you just opened up an electronic. Oh yeah, it does. It does look like I just opened up like some kind of like PC. Oh yeah, it's my PC build. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Always sit pretty and be proud of who you are. So tonight, hobby hang. Let me know. Comments, Discord, wherever. You guys want to keep working on this tonight, or do you want to do some Krampusing? Or, you know, for the evening hobby hang, we could go back to the Beastman. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think, what you would like to see. All right. Until then, take care, friends. Bye. Thank you guys again. Bye, friends.